Can you let your day be what it wants to be instead of you trying to navigate and make things happen that maybe aren't supposed to happen? So today I thought I had an appointment at 8:30. I knew I had a client at 9, but I thought I had an appointment, so I run in, do that. I got there and they were like, no, you don't have an appointment today. You have an appointment later on. I was like, oh, okay. So I had, some extra time. So I went someplace before my counseling appointment. And then I told my uncle, I said, I want some pancakes. So we met for breakfast, and it was really good because he normally goes someplace else. I like IHOP because they have real butter. I like real butter. A lot of it. So after IHOP, he was like, I want to go to the cemetery. And I was like, okay, to see Auntie. So we went to the cemetery. He said, meet me at, my house. And so I did. He said, why don't I drive? And I was like, okay. Because that meant you didn't have to get out of the car, So Uncle's driving me, and we're just riding. He's like, I'm going to take 71st instead of 91st because there's construction. I was like, okay. So I'm just riding in the car with Uncle. And so we get to the cemetery, and he's having trouble getting up. It's kind of on a slope, and he's on a walker. So it would make it difficult for him to navigate that little slight incline. And so I'm just like thinking, and I was like, you can't really drive your car there. I was like trying to think of how to, so he could get to the grave. And because he said he had trouble navigating because there was some, he had put some fresh flowers there, and he wanted to get some artificial flowers. And I said, Uncle, I said, why don't we ask them, because they have that cart, like a golf cart. I said, why don't we ask them to get the golf cart, when you want to come to the cemetery? And he was like, okay, we can do it. I said, well, do you want to do it today? I said, have some time. Or do you want to do it, another day? And he's like, no, we can do it today. So I went in and I asked them, and I said, how much time do you need? Is this something you can do? And he was like, and they were like, yeah, we can do that. All he has to do is call us. Problem solved. And then, so he's wanting some flowers for her. And then I just happened to look around, and there are flowers there for purchase. And I said, Uncle, they have some flowers in there. And so I took 2 of them, and I said, okay, which ones do you want? He told me just pick them. And I was like, no, I want him to be a part of this. So he picked the flowers. And so we went back and put them on Auntie's grave, and they look really nice. And I was telling Uncle, I said, Uncle, 2 minds work better than 1. And I said, we figured this out. And he's like, I really do. Thank you. I really appreciate this. And I said, Uncle, here's the other thing. I was going to go to my Hobby Lobby, Michael's, one of them, to get some flowers. So I would have stopped, gotten the flowers, taken my uncle, taken him out there, or he just took him out there. And I said, Uncle, this is why we work. This is why we have money. Because time is money. And we don't want to be spending all this time running around those days are over. If I want something, I'm going to buy it. If I can't afford it, then I need to wait. I don't want to spend my time running here, there, unless I just enjoy it. I'm just not doing it. He was really grateful, and I'm grateful that I had that time with him today. It just unfolded. And I joked because we talk about taking naps and stuff. And so I told him, I said, I'm going to take a quick nap. He's like, you gonna take a nap? You got a client at 1 o'clock. I said, Uncle, I'm gonna take a nap. It's gonna be a power nap, but it's gonna be a nap. I'm gonna get 20 minutes in. I got 20 minutes in. And then I had another client, and I got about 30 minutes in. Probably why I'm staying up late right now. That and taking those vitamins. Anyway, my point is sometimes you just have to let your day unfold. Just let your day be what it wants to be. I'm grateful that I have the luxury of that. Your assignment is let your day unfold. That is today's wisdom from Yvonne.